Hello everybody and welcome to the Neaky Blinders Motorsports channel. Today is the start of a new series that I'm going to be doing now. Road to 3K. I'm currently setting a 2K in Formula and 2.5K in sports car. Today I'm doing a Formula race at Monza, so let's get started. So for this race I decided not to do qualifying because my thought process was if I started at the front I was going to be involved in an incident which had happened a few times previous to this race this week. In iRating. So, as I'm sure you can see now by the time I upload this will be past the update, so the new UI will be available, but this is obviously recorded week 12 I think, or 13 maybe. No sorry, week 12, yeah, in season 3 of iRacing in 2025. So Monza and Super Formula Lights is what we're going to be doing today. So now as we wait in the grid for the lights to pop up, there they are. We're going to go barreling into turn 1. I think we're starting third last, so we've a lot of work to do throughout this race, but it's a 20-minute race, so it's quite long for a Formula race. To make up a few positions off the start, because some people don't know how to react to lights, but it's a junior Formula race, so you know it's going to be an absolute shit show. As down into turn 1 we go now, and there's quite a few incidents up ahead. There's a lot of contact, some lockups. We do make it through cleanly, just about though. I don't know what them two were doing in front. So we're going to slot into the slipstream now of Moss. Only 2.7 seconds off the lead at this point. I mean, we're already up to P8 apparently, according to Race Labs, but I wouldn't trust that though, because my Race Labs for some reason was very glitchy recently. But we're going to go for another position here now on Moss, up the inside. Second chicane. We're going to just hold it there, a little bit of contact, push slightly wide. We do get the position though, as up ahead there seems to be a bit more contact, as somebody's not happy. As through now Lesmo 1 and 2 we go. The car in front's very slow, Romero that is, and now we've got number 3 all over us behind, looking for position down into Ascari. Very low down for his track Monza, so a lot of slipstream in this as somebody just decides they don't want to drive anymore, and they're going to come to a stop. So power line through Ascari for me this time around. Not great, but we are going to get the run here on car number 19 in front. Through Parabolica, we're going to go side by side, maybe even 3 wide here down the inside as I back out of it, thinking better of it. As somebody else brakes way too early, we're going to go round the outside. So many people just stopping on track as we almost hit somebody who locked up and have to cede the position now to the car on the inside. And then again he tries to stop in the middle of the track. I don't understand what's going on there, but I suppose nothing we can do about it. We get the position anyway. According to Race Labs now we're up into P5, but I'm calling bullshit in that one, as it immediately puts us back down to P6s. Do we have a car up at the inside? I don't think so. Oh, we do actually, sorry. That's why I've driven that line. Losing a bit of time to the cars in front now, just ever so slightly. Still not too bad, as Race Labs is having an absolute aneurysm up in the top left right there. Now we're in P10. We've dropped 5 positions in turn 1. What a shame, as you saw all those cars drive by. Thanks Race Labs. You brake just after the 100 meter board, roughly at the 80 meters. We're going to try and take as much carb as possible through here, as the 2 in front go wide fighting. Through Lasmo 1 now. Can we find a way to get the slipstream down into Ascari? Let's see. Through Lasmo 2, trying to take as much carb on the inside as possible. We're going to get in the slipstream now of Moore in front, in the McLaren F1 livery, so you know shit's about to go down when they're in a McLaren livery. I am rocking the Jordan livery today for this race, and any other races that get posted from this week. As the car in front goes off, shock, McLaren fucks it. Who could have seen that coming? It's almost like the real F1. But anyway, apart from that, into Parabolica we now go, trying to catch up to the car in front. I am really bad in Parabolica all the time for some reason, so I'd always lose about a tenth to the car in front. Eventually later on in the week I did learn it a bit better, as the car in front goes slightly, takes a wider line just to try and break the slipstream I assume. But the slipstream was really powerful here in these cars on the fixed setup for some reason. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it is normally. This is my first Super Formula races. But I mean the aim here this might, as I take a lot of carbs, sorry, on the inside there. But the aim this week was just to try and get safety rating up, because I'm currently sitting on a C-class license in Formula, and I want to take part in this proper Super Formula series. Long story short, in the first race before this one was recorded, I lost 0.5 safety rating, and yeah, I wanted to kill myself. So I should have seen that coming. I should have done time trials, but I didn't think of them at the time. As the car in front goes wide into the second chicane here at Monza, through Lasmo 1, we're going to go up the inside, and that is another position gained. As he goes wide again there, he loses a bit more time on corner exit as well. Through Lasmo 2 now, decent enough, for once anyway. You can see I'm quite far off the pace. Obviously I've been doing overtaking, but 2.4 seconds off the fastest lap there. I think near the end it'll be something similar to that, as the car behind just gives me a little tap there on the rear. But you can see just how strong that slipstream is by how quickly he closes up in the mirror. And just a bit more information while we're a bit relaxed here with no overtaking. My wheel decided it wanted to shit the bed, and there'll be no more races for the foreseeable future until I get a new one. The DD1 gave up after 5 years, which is a shame. I really like that wheel, but hopefully now I can get a SimiCube 2 Pro. Get a nice little upgrade there out of a bad situation. As we take the tight line once again now onto the main straight. Car in front roughly 2 seconds ahead according to SimLabs. As I set my fastest lap of the session, you can see 1.9 roughly off. Oh sorry, I'm stupid. About a second off car in front, or the leader's lap time, sorry. Off the purple lap. So you can see I'm off the pace. I didn't really do much practice. I kind of just did a couple of laps and then hopped in. But it is what it is. I tried my best. I think I did alright this week, apart from the incidents and all. But to be fair, what can you expect? Going in junior Formula and iRacing is never going to end well. So I'll stop talking for a second, just enjoy the lovely sounds of Super Formula lights. And I'm back. So, following Edwards here, down into Ascari, as somebody up the top has dropped connection. I think I can barely see that. I should probably go to Specsavers. It's braking now just after the 100-meter board, 4th gear. Decent line through Ascari, to be fair, as we're going to gain slightly. Very strong in Ascari relative to the other people I feel in the Super Formula lights, and just in general in Ascari I feel quite comfortable. But parabolic was a big weakness. It's very poor through here every time. You can see now I'm going to lose probably a tenth to the car in front every single lap, which I don't know why, to be honest. Maybe I'm just not using the track enough. I'm getting on the throttle too soon and driving it out too wide. Don't have a clue, to be honest. But yeah, there we go. Faster again. We're still a second off the pace to the fastest lap, as Hart in P3 has gone a 1:42.9. We're doing 1:43.9s, which isn't ideal, but what's even less ideal is this big moment the guy in front has, as we're now right on his arse. Can we find a way through here into the second chicane? In a slipstream nicely through Curva Grande. Down the inside we're going to go. I was very nervous overtaking in these cars, but luckily he does just let me through, as I'm going to hit that curb quite a bit on the inside there, but I take decent speed through the second half of the corner and get away well. Up another position. But as I was saying, I was quite nervous round here, especially in them corners going side by side in these cars, because they're so fragile. For example, if I was in a GT3 or an LMP2, I would have sent it a lot harder, but I was mostly there for safety rating, as I said. Didn't end out that way, but yeah, it's mostly there hoping for safety rating. I got a bit of iRating. It wasn't terrible, but you know, small gains, unfortunately. And I recognise now saying this, this is a road to iRating series, not a road to safety rating series. But there will be videos. I did some IMSA in Indianapolis preparing for the Indy 6 hour, which I don't think I streamed or recorded, unfortunately. Where I got pole, and fortunately we finished 6th after a tough race. But that's besides the point. There was another race I did in IMSA where I was leading the race to a 5k driver, and I hit the pit wall, and already uploaded that short, and it was probably one of the most painful moments of my life. I can't describe the emotion and pain behind my eyes as I just drifted into the pit wall. I mean, normally I'm the kind of person to get really angry, but I just laughed, because if I didn't laugh I'd probably cry, because I was going to get like 90 iRating or something. Would have been a huge increase. Instead I lost like 80, so that was painful. And now my wheels broke for Sebring, which is one of my favourite tracks. Been a shit couple of weeks, to be honest, but we'll be back next week for Fuji and LMP2 in IMSA, and I'm very happy that the LMP2 Challenge Series is back. I posted a while ago about it, wanting it back, and they have listened. We do now have LMP2 Challenge back, which is very nice. Fucking hell, my voice. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I'm a bit ill at the moment, so that's why I'm not feeling great. And I sound a bit ropey here today, but fuck it, we move. As at the moment we're kind of just doing laps, not much progress being made whatsoever. Car in front now, about 2 seconds ahead once again. Parabolica, especially power there as well. You can see I lifted off a bit too much, but we're going to push through it anyway. So the highest I've been in Formula iRating was 2.1 until I did F4 at Cuba, I think. If that's how you pronounce that track name, I don't know. But yeah, long story short, never drive for safety rating or iRating in Formula lower Formula classes. Just wait until you get up the ranks, because it is fucking brutal in the F4 series especially. This series wasn't as bad, but it was still really bad. It's people just don't take any care when they're driving. These cars, they think, you know, like the F1 drivers, when you see them race, most of the time when they don't crash, you can see that according to the F1 rules, whoever gets the apex first has the corner, which is a stupid rule in the first place. Shouldn't be there. You should have to leave space regardless. But anyway, people here don't have the, you know, awareness of an F1 driver. So when somebody sends it down the inside and gets to the apex first, the other person just can't move out of the way. And so many crashes happen like that. So many stupid incidents. And all that happens. And I mean, I was going to say there, you know, people should stick to Formula 4, like the FF1600, for longer. But I hate that car with a passion. As you can see there, I fucked Parabolica so hard once again, having to lift mid-corner there not to go wide, which is not ideal. And I'm now within a second of the car in front, still setting my fastest lap there. Now only 8 tenths off the pace, so we're moving up. Still a huge amount off the pace, but we're moving up nonetheless. Through turn 1 we go. It's very easy to get a slowdown on the first part of the first chicane at Monza, so take as much curb as you can without cutting the corner, ideally. Through Curva Grande. Just falling away ever so slightly to the leader. You can see we've got a 4-second gap to the car behind, so we're under no real pressure. As you can see now, we're gaining on the car in front by quite a lot there. He's very poor through Lesmo 1 and 2 this time around. We're now getting slipstream down into Ascari. Am I going to go for the move? No, if I was in GT3 I 100% would have went for that move. But unfortunately I just was too chicken to do it this time, as I get a very poor line through Ascari. As the Audi livery now just pulls away in front, because he didn't fuck Ascari. Would be nice to be able to be consistent, you know, but not quite there yet. Bit shite. Through Parabolic again, he goes wide on the entrance, I've gone wide in exit, but we're still keeping roughly the same distance. Now under a second gap. Will the slipstream be effective? That is the question. Down into turn 1 we go. Again, I would have gone for a massive dive bomb. Actually, maybe not from this far back. I faked to the inside. See if we'll get him to fall for it. He does go a bit wide. He misses the apex by a bit, and he's a bit poor coming out of the exit. So can we get the slipstream round Curva Grande into the second chicane to go down the inside? Gaining on him. Gonna switch to the outside. I switched a bit too early there. Losing a bit of speed now to him. Still faster. Going down the inside. Will he yield? No. And I just err on the side of caution there, not going for that. I could well have sent that there, but there's just no point taking both of us out for P8. Or sorry, P7. But I know as well he's poor through Lesmo 1 and 2 normally. And he is again there. So I'm going to be right on his tail coming into Ascari. If I can get a good Ascari here, either that or I overtake him in Ascari, I can definitely get him with the slipstream. But here we go, down into Ascari. I'm going to go side by side into Ascari. But I back out again, thinking better of it. He's gone wide this time. I've got a slightly better line than before, but still shit. Now, with slipstream, my 8 here, can I get him into Parabolica? I mean, the wise thing here would probably be to sit behind him. Slipstream down into turn 1. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go down the inside in Parabolica. He's going to have the pro line. He'll probably get a better exit than me. Keep it tight. He's got ahead of me. But now, can I slipstream down the inside? Down into turn 1. So I have a minor screen freeze there. As my PC shits the bed. He's left a bit of a gap in the inside. I'm going to go for it. Now, we're going to go side by side into turn 1 at Monza. Because this has never ended poorly ever before. Braking as late as possible while still keeping it on the track. He backs out of it and we have got the position. Kind of underwhelming for how much build up that overtake took. I thought he'd fight it a bit harder. But I mean, fair enough. I probably would have done the same. And now he's clearly faster than them. So it's just good to not risk it. We have lost a bit of time to the car behind now. Only about a second. Between us and 2 cars behind now. As we look ahead to the car in front, is 3 seconds ahead. But at this point, he's looking at a reach, even though we are maybe slightly faster. So as we come around now for what will be probably maybe second or third last lap around Monza. Still in P7 now, according to Race Labs. And I think what's causing the problem with Race Labs is that I don't have enough cars showing or visible. As I brake quite early there, he tries to go around the outside, he backs out of it, thinks better of it. Probably the smart decision from him. I did see him coming though, so it would have been fine. But I think the reason Race Labs has such issues is because I have my cars that are visible limited to about 15. So I think iRating works weird in the fact all the relatives kind of work based on the cars that are on track and not the data of how far they are behind your head, if that makes any sense. So I think Race Labs just can't get a grip of who's where on track because they're not technically on track for me, meaning then it shows up weird. As I'm saying that though, the guy behind goes really wide into the second chicane, going off into the gravel. Now, as it says there, we're 1.2 up the road. And at this point, it's not looking like anything more will happen. As we're going to go now on to the last lap of the race, I assume. As we go through Parabolica, we'll see that white flag up in the top left hand corner. You might not see that though, I'm on an ultra wide, so this is only a portion of my screen. But we do see that there, just behind the race labs overlay, we get the white flag. So, been a pretty eventful race. We've gone from 26th to 7th, I think. So not too bad. Compared to how some other people's races have gone. On races where I've started from 3rd and then ended up finishing last in the pit lane. Which I could post, to be honest. It was a decent battle up to that point for the lead. I could post that video. If anybody wants that, you can comment below to leave that, to post that later on. But for now, we're more interested in this race. Not too bad for a first episode to the series. Go far anyway, if I can make around this lap, which I'm pretty sure I do. Saying that, I almost get the bed there, which is not ideal, but oh well. So now, as we go through Lesmo 2 for the final time in this race, the cars behind nowhere to be seen at the moment anyway. We're more than a second clear. So, I'd say quite a successful first race. We'll see the iRating gain afterwards. But for now, it's been a decent race. Avoided any incidents as well. I think I got a 0x, maybe 1x, I'm not sure. Which is good for safety rating. But the safety rating system is really unfair in iRacing. I think I only gain about 0.06 for this, but I lose 0.5 and I get about 12 incidents. But it is what it is. Just have to work it up next season. Well, this season by the time I'm recording this, but it's been quite a while. Had a lot of issues over the last week with the wheels and stuff, so I'm trying to sort that as we cross the line. Not a bad result. P7, I think. So anyway, let's check the iRating gain. So in the end we gained 56 iRating, up to 2135, not too bad. And if you did like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you, goodbye.